Listen. Let me start this statement off by saying welcome to the show. Here to put you up on topics that you really need to know. Live and center from the Ville, I introduce the coolest host. Ambitious Q, the DJ, got you ready, good to go.
Yo, what it do? Welcome back to a brand new episode of You Can't Sit With Us Radio, featuring myself, as always, Ambitious, aka the kid that never sold dope, aka chilling like a booger, and the one and only man. Don't call him a DJ, call him Q, the mother-loving DJ. What's going on, man?
What's good, bro? How you feeling?
Man, pretty good. How you been, man? Been a little while, I think.
I know, man. Yeah, it's been a little bit. It's crazy, bro. When you miss one pod, it feel like you ain't been podding in like 3 years. Yeah. But man, I've been cooling, bro. Just getting to it, man. Getting ready for wedding season. Getting out here, getting to it, man. Just trying to adjust. Getting ready for summertime. How you been?
You booked up or what's up?
Yeah, man. Well, at least I'm booked up for like the beginning part of summer. So I got like my May is like booked out as far as my weekends go. And then in June I got a couple things, and then it tapers off a little bit, and then when the fall comes, it comes back around. So I'm getting ready for this first little rush.
Word. Nah, man, just chilling, working. That's all I've been doing.
Always, man. I see you in the basement already. I'm like, yeah, man, you probably just finished mixing something up.
Yeah, I got a new song I'm working on. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, I've been working that third shift too, man. I'm like, oof.
Yeah, man, you better than me, bro. I did third shift like one time. It was like, absolutely not. Can't do it anymore.
I used to work.
Body just not built for it.
See, I used to work. I used to have to go in like 3 a.m. at one job before. So yeah.
Man, yeah, I'm cool on that.
At 3 a.m. 3 a.m. ain't no joke,
man. Yeah, I bet. My body, like, absolutely not, man. We sleep.
As soon as I came home, I go to sleep. But yeah, as always, man, we keep the most amazing, talented, dopest, spectacular guests on the show. And today's like no other, man. Out in Dallas, Texas, man, Fort Worth area. We got music producer, engineer, artist, and manager, man, Y.C.S.W.U on the show with us today. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How y'all doing today?
Man, we coolin', bro.
Trying to waking up out that 420 haze.
No cap. No cap.
No,
I was saying earlier, man, I see you out there in nature, man, living it up.
This is actually my backyard. I lucked out. I got a nice backyard. So
close enough. You feel me? Close enough.
Yeah. No, it's a nice day. It's a sunny day. I figured why not sit outside, soak up some rays.
Yeah. I'm about to get on the grill, so excuse me, I'm gonna be outside in a minute myself.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You about to cook up?
Man, you know what I mean? Gotta do some little burgers, man. Couple little dogs on there. You gotta be cool. And when you talk about the dogs, because then niggas gonna try to tell you pause. But yeah, man, I'm gonna throw some burgers, some dogs on there, man. Keep it real simple. But today felt like a cool day to do it. It's not too hot. And I mean, it's chilly, but it ain't too cold. Plus, I'm gonna be around a fire, so I'm gonna sit out on the back porch and grill and watch some basketball. Because second day of the NBA playoffs, man, it's really lit. I can't wait for this for the Dallas Mavericks and the Clippers game, along with the Bucks game too. Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, so Y.C.S.W.U, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about what you do, man.
Yeah, my name is Y.C.S.W.U. I'm a producer, artist, engineer, businessman, manager, label owner, man of many hats. I am in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area. I work out here full time as an engineer, but also doing like artist work and production stuff, and my own artist stuff too, mixed in there. So yeah, man, I'm just out here working, trying to grind, keep it moving. I've been doing music for almost like 20 years now. I started when I was like 16 or so, so I got a pretty long, rich history out here. Uh, that's it, man. Just active.
Yeah, man. So let's just chop it up. I always like to take it from the beginning, man. So just um, of course, you're a man of many hats. What sparked your interest first? What did you start out as doing?
I started out like free writing, like spoken word kind of writing. I used to
Mm-hmm.
just do a lot of writing when I was a kid, like 13, 14. I was just doing a lot of it was like raps, but it wasn't on beat, like it
Yeah,
wasn't I didn't know how to really keep stuff in a format when I was a
yeah,
kid. So,
yeah,
yeah, I just did a lot of free writing. I started with a lot of free writing, and then I picked up bass guitar and acoustic guitar somewhere around there, like 14, 15, and started kind of playing instruments a little bit more and still free writing. And when I had graduated high school, I went to my first year of college at UTA, and I actually had rushed a fraternity out there, and
mm.
one of my yeah, little known fact, lesser known fact. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, Pi Kappa Phi at UTA, and one of my Rush brothers, he had a house. You know what I'm saying? Like fresh out of high school, it was our first year of college. But he had a house. He was like selling bootleg software or some shit to companies.
Man.
It was this back when like LimeWire was. You know what I'm saying? Like
LimeWire
when
days,
like
man, a really classic
yeah,
days
bro.
for
When
real.
when it was like just like oh shit, we can bootleg things. Like he had a
Hmm.
whole little system set up. So he had a house, like a Ferrari in the garage and shit. But he let me commandeer his back room of his house at the time, and I kind of just set up a makeshift studio in his
Yeah.
location, and that's really where it all started. As far as really just doing taking a little farther than just sitting at home and just writing stuff and like, start
Yeah.
recording. And yeah, I had commandeered a room in the back. We started off and we had like a cardboard box. We just had it sitting in front of us and we had a little dynamic mic. We'd be up in the box, like, thinking like, this shit gonna
Going
be peaked
crazy.
out. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I had the little gray M audio interface. I don't know if you remember them things. They had a little blue light on it, about that
Uh,
big.
yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's the OG interface. I had a
Hmm.
little M audio interface and yeah, dynamic mic and a laptop, bro. And we set it up in a little box. We just jumped in, and then not too long after
Yeah.
that, in the same location, I commandeered another space in his house, and I took his closet and I put uh insulation up all in the closet and made like a
Man.
little booth. And then that was kind of like the first studio that I had.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's really where it started at. And at that time, I just out the gate, I was recording myself. You know what I'm saying? Like we were
Hmm.
we tried to do studio back then. It's not like now. You know what I'm saying? Where everyone can record and everyone's got
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
studios and studio time can be fairly cheap. Hell no, back then studio time's fucking expensive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Man.
it shit,
Man.
it was outside of our budget. So
Yeah.
we yeah, I set up a studio at this spot, and man, I just hit the ground running. I just started recording myself. I was on Cool Edit Pro at the time. Uh, and just kind of dove in, dropped a little mixtape, and yeah, man, that was it. That's how I started, back then. And from there, I progressively went through crazy stages of studios. I've had studios every fucking where you can think of, bro. I've had homeboys' laundry rooms. You know what I'm saying? The back of the houses, the living room at the grandpa's
Yeah.
house, the fucking
Just
bathrooms,
wherever you can get to it.
wherever we could set up shop, like straight up. My homeboy,
Yeah.
oh, you use my laundry. You can don't tell us we can use your laundry room. You will never do no more laundry. Like we go, we go set up. So I went through a lot of phases of like little home setups and stuff like that, and eventually I landed at. There's a studio called Session Works out here. Shout out Jeff Mount, shout out Sean. Uh, Jeff did ice cream paint job for Duro. He did a lot of Yellow Beezy stuff early on, so he's like a goat
Mm-hmm.
out here. And they had an old location back then, and they had built a room and they had leased it out to me and some homeboys, and that was kind of the first time we moved into a commercial space, and had a real booth and a real room, and it was in a studio and all of that. So kind of transitioned from all the little mobile rigs into a dedicated spot. Uh, and that's
Yeah.
kind of that's the first leg kind of how everything started for me. You know, we were just hungry, man, just passionate about it. I dropped out of college. You know, I quit after my first year to pursue music and engineering and production, all of it, artist, producer, engineer. You know, I did well my first year of college, but I was just like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
this ain't gonna
Yeah.
work.
I feel that.
Uh, and so I dropped out, man. I hit the ground running and just went full time into music. I was working too, though. I had side jobs. Don't get it twisted. Like, you know, there was times I was working.
Yeah.
There was times I was working 3 jobs in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So
Man,
you know,
just whatever
you
you
got to pay
needed to do, right?
you whatever got to happen for that check. Like, you know, some
Yeah.
people have a misconception that, you know, just because you do music, you just gonna pop, or you gonna just, you know, money just gonna be coming in out there. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a slow and steady process. And there was definitely times, shit, I was managing a restaurant. I was working at a marketing firm in Dallas at the front desk, and I was doing studio at night. I come back and do my studio at night. So there was definitely times I was working, you know, in that era, I was working multiple jobs, trying to do the studios, building different studios. And eventually I just said, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna quit these jobs. I'm gonna do the studio 100%. And I took that dive into the unknown. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, that shit's hard, man. That shit's hard. You don't really know, you know, what's gonna happen. But I did know if it wasn't gonna happen, if I ain't put my energy and focus into it, and you know, my shit is scattered on, you know, managing a steakhouse and shit. Like, I don't care about managing a steakhouse. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I quit all of that. I quit the jobs and then set up shop at a different location a little bit later after session work. So that's kind of like the first layer of my journey. It's like the first 5-6 years, I guess. A lot happened in those first 6, 5, 7 years. A lot happened. That's for dang
So
sure.
like, what do you what was your childhood like? Were you around a lot of music at the time that kind of motivated you to get into it?
No, not at all. My childhood was actually very chaotic, and it was very chaotic, and traumatic. So I wasn't. I was. Uh, honestly, my childhood really though pushed a lot of my drive later, and it's
Mm-hmm.
really why I started writing in the first place, as most of us do, is to find some kind of outlet or some kind of you know, way to release that raw emotion. And you know, when you whatever 12 to 19, things are very, you know, things
Yeah.
are rapidly changing for a human. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
you're picking up a lot of things. You're trying to figure out who you are, and at the same time, you're trying to uh, potentially either deal with or not deal with your home life, your home situations. And you know, when you hit 16, 17, you know, either you know, some people, luckily, they got money in the bank and they got savings accounts and shit. And there's other people like me, and then other people I know that have shit. Like, it was just like, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
16, like, hit the fuck ground running. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, you know, my childhood, I was around a lot of music. I listened to really a lot of, uh, I was a '90s kid. You know what I'm saying? So I listened to a lot of
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of '90s rock. Uh, uh, you know, I got into like Nas's Illmatic and shit maybe when I was like 14, and when I started listening to that,
Mm-hmm.
that just kind of opened up a whole new, you know, because '90s rap still the gold, you know, that's the golden era. So like,
Man. Right.
man, at that time there was a couple years in there that you know, I just started, all this music just started coming in, whether it was, you know, Nas shit or Jay-Z shit. He was, you know, he was actively releasing lots of projects and music, and then Eminem hit the scene and just kind of blew everyone's fucking mind. Just like,
Yeah.
so when all of those early projects came in, I was like 15 maybe or so, you know what I'm saying? So it was like that prime of
Mm-hmm.
adolescence when you really are still listening to a lot of music, you know, and you're listening, it's still new, you know. You get older, you don't really, it's different. You don't consume as much music as you did in that time period as a teenager. At least I know myself, I don't. Seems like I don't. But because back then it was like, what's the new album? What's the new? You know, it was always new stuff.
Right.
So I was listening to a lot of rock, and then I really got into hip hop heavy with. Man, we was on Napster and LimeWire. We was bootlegging the freestyles and like, you know what I'm saying,
Yep.
like the big L Jay-Z freestyles and the fucking, like, you know, the backroom stuff. We was always on there just pulling new stuff. So I had a real, as far as music wise, I had a real blend of music that I listened to, whether it was alternative or even harder rock, rap, all kinds of different things. But yeah.
Alternative really was fire, like back in the day, like in the
Oh
'90s,
yeah,
bro.
no,
Like
totally.
watching
Oh,
MTV before I went
especially,
to school, bro.
absolutely. Especially when the like the new metal scene, like Linkin Park and Deftones and all of those
Man,
guys hit. And,
82, if
um,
they're in that.
man, they just took the world by storm. There's just so much good music that came out in between whatever '94 and 2000, like just
Man,
classics for the world. You know, that whole period.
slept on.
So you know,
Mhm.
yeah, growing up, it was you know, I was in a very chaotic household. There was a lot of substance abuse. You know, my father passed away when I was a baby, so I was with my mom, and then she was kind of in and out of the penitentiary, and so we, like, it was very chaotic. It wasn't. I did not have a normal childhood by any means, and I think a lot of people from the outside looking in, they don't really know my story like that, so they just kind of assume, oh, like, nah, bro, I've been through some shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so by the time I was 18, I was a felon myself. You know what I'm saying? 19, I was already a felon. You know what I'm saying? So luckily, I had dodged the penitentiary, and I did like 7 out of 10 on a deferred probation, felony probation. So I had a lot of hard lessons real early on. A lot of, oh shit, that burns, don't do that. Oh shit, that burns, don't do that. Oh shit, that burns, don't
Yeah,
do that. Because there wasn't nobody really there to tell me don't do that, or
yeah,
you know,
that knowledge.
exactly. You know, I was just really on my own doing whatever the fuck I wanted to do, which is for a child. And then, you know, whatever your environment is, it might be a little hectic and there might be things going on. So it's like, um, a lot of that fueled me though, you know what I'm saying, as far as definitely with the music and the writing. Even to this day, I still pull a lot from that to try to figure out how to pull the positive out of it, and you know, where's the growth and where's, um, you know, something I can give to give some advice to people that might be going through that, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was chaotic, it was hectic. You know, 16, 17, I was already on my own, had my own place, and I hit the streets running. And again, I was in a lot of trouble by the time I was 19, 20 years old. And so I had to really cool
yeah,
off and pump the brakes. And I really, really started just investing into the music and investing into the studio life and production and all of that.
yeah. Sound like
Uh,
you really kind of had to grow up pretty quickly, man.
Very quickly, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
I was definitely dealing with a lot of adult themes when I was a kid, and you know, it took me a long time to really wrap my head around all of that later. But again, when you're, you know, you're 16 and you're 17, things are emotional. You're still growing
yeah,
as a person. You don't know yourself. You know, and you're hyper emotional in a way because you're still a teenager and
yeah,
stuff. And you know, we're very impressionable too when we're that age, which, you know, like, you really do kind of soak. You're just like a sponge. You just soaking shit up. You know what I mean?
soak
And you
it
don't really
all.
question.
Yeah,
You soak it all up. You don't really stop and question, like, yo, is this a good thing to soak up or a bad thing to soak up or good? It's just soak it up. You know what
right.
I mean? So, and I think a lot of us operate like that. So yeah, I was definitely dealing with a lot of adult themes um, when I was a lot younger, which ultimately led me to be a much more peaceful adult. I feel like I got
Yeah,
a lot of the bad adult themes out the way earlier. Sometimes it goes the other way around for people, you know.
yeah, it do. You're absolutely right.
So did that 1 year of college? Did you learn anything? Was it?
So I went to college for business administration because ultimately I wanted to start a label
Mm,
still. So I went to college for business administration, and yeah, I did learn some things. I had to take a business calculus class. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was fucking hard, bro. Like I did very well in high school. I did well in my first year of college, but that I don't know. I was just sitting in there like I don't know. Someone just hit me like, nah, man, this ain't it. So I didn't go back. I finished that first year, and against my family and mother's wishes and everybody else's wishes, they're like, no, college. And I'm fucking 19-year-old, 20-year-old. No, no, music,
Yeah.
man. Dude, I'm gonna pursue music. Like, no, 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 get a job, go to college. So I did learn some things, yeah, but ultimately it's I don't know. I don't really use none of that right now, so I don't know how much I did learn. But I was only there for a year, though.
mm,
At the same token, so it's not like I completed a whole program or anything. But it was good. Again, I met like my first studio I ever had. I met through someone that I went to college with. So it's like dominoes. You know what I'm saying? One led to the next to the other. Maybe college for me wasn't necessarily about the college, but the relationships that just came in that 1 year actually
mm.
spawned the rest of my fucking life. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's kind of how I look at it. Really, the people I met, uh, truly, just that was the rest of my life right there. Being able to work, have that studio. My homeboy let me use his house and shit. He wouldn't have did that. I don't even know where it would have went.
Yeah.
Would you say a lot of the stuff that you like learned as far as music, you taught that yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't obviously like I've taken online tutorials and I've taken classes and like nowadays you can get anything online.
Mm,
Back then
Man.
it was spotty, like
Yeah.
you just jump
Yeah.
on and there was somebody just this is how you EQ everything and this is the whole like back then YouTube was still really fresh
mm,
and new, so it's like
Man.
back then I taught myself by fucking records up, like just hands-on experience, just mixing over and over and over and over and over and over. Even to this day I've mixed so many, I have so much hands-on experience, and that teaches you more than
Yeah.
anything, and that's really with any skill, even beyond engineering or producing. Like I can't pick up a book about boxing and expect I'm gonna be a fucking professional boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
gotta go get some
Right.
hands-on experience with the shit. It's the
Yeah.
same thing with
Fact.
mixing. You can read about it all day, and you can be given techniques in a school all day, but if they don't sit you down at that fucking computer
right.
and you don't get dirty in the mix and just start pulling things up and trying things and twisting knobs and what sounds good,
Mhm.
what doesn't sound good, that's the only way you can really learn engineering and mixing. So man, yeah, I put a lot of time in, just at the desk, bro. Hours and hours that I would clock just sitting there, and I would take a record. I kind of like reverse engineer things. I listen to it and be like, okay, I don't like this, and this, and I go back and tweak it, and then and when I was eventually happy with it, I was like, all right, cool, that's cool. So I taught myself a lot for sure. But as YouTube progressed, I definitely was on the tutorials, and I've taken classes that I've online and stuff. I didn't go to school. There's a really nice school out here called Media Tech, that would have been nice to go to, but it's too expensive. For me at that time, it was too expensive, to go out there like 20, what, 25, 30, $40,000. And it's like, it's cutthroat too. It's a cutthroat industry. Like, it's a lot of competition, especially in
Mm,
Dallas. Like, there's a lot of engineers out here. There's a lot of producers
Mm,
out here. So it's like,
yeah.
even though you go to school and you pay all that money, they don't guarantee you shit until
mm,
you get behind the
Right.
computer and you start
mm.
mixing. You know what I'm saying? And you start pumping out some products that are competitive with everyone. So yeah, I took a lot of time learning, trial and error, messing records up, figuring out what I like, what I don't like. I took things from like Jeff. He would tutorial me back then. I'd sit with him in sessions and shadow him while he was in there with Big Tuck and DeRoe and all of them back then. And I learned a lot from him too. And I would kind of take what I did like from people and left what I didn't like and put my own flavor in the middle. And that's kind of how I taught myself over the years.
All right. You wanna jump into us to the first song?
Yeah, yeah. We talk about the first song. Talk about It's Gas.
So Gas is a record me and my boy Sly That Guy did. Man, we actually did this record a long time ago. It's been out for
Mm-hmm.
it's been out for like probably like 4 years, maybe 4 or 5 years. But we
Yeah.
perform it. It's just been out a long time, but we perform it everywhere. Every time I perform, we perform it because one, we got a good dynamic, and it's just a good crowd song. It's a fun song. So we've always
Mm-hmm.
performed it all over these years, but we never got to do a video for it because what we wanted to do with it, we really wanted to go to a grow and really it's gas. You know what I'm saying? So, but to do that, things got to kind of line up with the plants and the
Yeah.
director and everything. Everybody's schedule's got to be right on time,
Gotta
and
be on point. Yeah.
we couldn't never make it work, man. And beginning of this year, we finally made it work, and we had access to a hydroponic grow up in Oklahoma, and it was just coordinating like right before he was going to do the chop. Uh, we just all worked out where we could all go in there and run this video. So yeah, we ran the video for it. Video came out super dope. So it's kind of like a little bit of a revival for that song. It just goes to show it don't matter how old your content is. Sometimes like, you can, it's all about the catalog,
Mm.
at the end of the day. So, yeah, we pulled that record out. We still rocking it. We still performing it. We just did a video to it. And it's just about smoking pressure.
Yeah.
Smoking pressure.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna get into It's Gas, and we'll be right back on You Can't Sit With Us Radio. Yo, welcome back to You Can't Sit With Us Radio. So, how do you have time to balance everything that you do, being a producer, engineer, manager? Like, how do you have time to do everything?
That is the golden question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh, honestly, bro, I don't. I ask myself the same fucking question. On top of that, I got a daughter. I just had. I got I got a home life. Two.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you, I appreciate that. It's if I work fractally, right? So when I
Mm-hmm.
when I was younger, I worked more linearly. Like I do something, then do another thing, then do another thing, then do another thing to get an outcome. Now I do a lot of things at once, but in smaller portions. That eventually 10 things are done when the outcome happens, rather than just one. If that makes sense, I don't know if that makes sense or not. Um,
No, I get it.
like I do a lot. I'm always moving, bro. I'm always moving. I get up and I hit the ground running. Uh, it takes a lot of balance for sure. It takes a lot of balance. It takes a lot of passion to want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like we just balling over here off of music and shit. Like we still really,
Yeah.
after all the work I put in, all the everything I've done, we still fucking grinding. Like what I'm saying, this shit is
Yeah, man.
still pressing. So it definitely takes the passion for it to want to do it, and it can be difficult. You know what I'm saying? I do run out of time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Uh, ultimately, my goal has always been to make a living as a creator, right? Not necessarily as an engineer, but as a creator. I want to make a living off making music and producing music and
Mm-hmm.
taking it from here to the distribution. Now, if engineering is involved in that in the process, great. But that's always been my
Yeah.
ultimate. That's always been my ultimate goal. And it's like, you know, until you hit that stage and you're getting paid for that, that makes it a lot easier to wake up in the morning and all day you can focus on just,
Mhm.
yeah, that's it. But when, like you said, you work in the night shift and you gotta come home,
Yeah.
you gotta find balance. And it took me a long time to figure out how to even approach that, because in my 20s I ain't had no fucking balance. It was just studio. Like,
Yeah.
if I had a girlfriend at the time, it's just like, yo, this is what it is. Fucking take it or kick rocks. Like, word of advice, that don't work well with women. So um you got to find balance, when you want other things, but it makes it difficult because, yeah, I'm a full-time engineer. I'm also producing for people. I'm a label, and I do manage an artist at the same token, and I'm an artist myself.
Mhm.
So you can imagine, yeah, dude, it's there's always something on my list to do. And
Yeah.
I'm not even championing that, like, that's the best thing to do. It's just not, that's not good for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying
Right.
like, yo, you got to do what works for you. For me, I can do a lot. I operate like that. I'm on kind of like an autopilot. You know what I'm saying? I wake up and just
Yeah.
zoom. We start moving, and I don't really slow down. And but that don't necessarily mean that's the best way. It's just my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't recommend that everyone try to, like, especially with like managing artists and being a label. Yeah, like, it takes a lot. You got to put attention into that artist. You can't shortchange them, uh, because you got shit to do over there. So it's hard to find that balance. And I don't always just recommend like that's the best way to do shit. But at the same time, somebody got to do it. It's like the stuff still got to get done. So if you can do it, great. And if you can't, you can't. But how I do it, man, it's a fucking mystery to me too, bro. Like, straight up,
Man.
because there's a lot on the table. There's a lot on there's a lot on the list at all times. So I just keep a positive outlook. Try to remember this shit is for the passion. This shit is supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's not supposed to be so stressful. Like, wake up, I'm happy. I get to do music every day. Am I a major superstar? No, not necessarily, but fuck,
Mhm.
there's somebody over in Israeli right now that's not having a good time. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Man.
you gotta be grateful just to be able to wake up and say, I get to go to the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or I get to even sit down and make a piece of content in my leisure time. Or that, yeah, it's grueling to get all the content and stuff, but at least we get to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
At least we get to wake up and pursue the dreams. It's hard, it ain't easy, but you got to remind yourself of that too, because it's real easy to get caught up as an artist and a producer or any of these titles, and start being hard on yourself and getting a little bit down, maybe because you don't got enough traction or you're behind, or multitude of things. You just gotta kind of remind yourself, be grateful that you get the opportunity to do that. Be grateful that you're gonna get the opportunity to make music and potentially have it be your living. And I think keeping that kind of mentality helps me do all of these things. Because it's not a job to me like that. It is a job, but
Mhm.
it ain't a job. I could be doing construction or something. Like, so, but it's hard. It's hard, man. It takes a lot of balance. And I mean, I don't. I ain't gonna lie, I come up short too sometimes. It ain't like I'm always,
Yeah.
it's not possible to have all these roles and you're just gonna every single one of them at all times you're gonna be at 100%. You know what I'm saying? I kind of rotate, minus the management. I try to stay on that every day as much as I can, but the other things I kind of rotate around. You know what I'm saying? And it keeps my creativity fresh too, so I can be, when I'm kind of blocked on writing, I can switch over to production, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to put more focus now into engineering. I kind of rotate around. So I might be at 90% doing one thing and 50% another thing and 75%, but those are always kind of fluctuating, depending on what I'm rotating through and putting my attention on. But ultimately the label and trying to get the music out, and that's always been that's my primary goal at the end of the day. I always wanted to be the next Dre. I always wanted to be the next Timberland. I always wanted to be the next Scott Storch. Like any of the Kanye, any of the three-headed dragons that we all kind of grew up on. Like that was always what I wanted to do, and have a label and help other artists come into their own, and kind of, with my knowledge, help them figure out how to, become a better version of themselves and maximize their potential.
You've been keeping up with the rap civil war going on?
Boy, that shit. Yeah, it seemed like it's everybody against Drake. It would have seemed like it is. Hey, I mean, it's entertaining. We ain't had nothing really for a hot minute as far as beef and battles go. Who y'all rooting for? Who's the
Man, really, truthfully, I'm rooting for Ross. I ain't gonna hold. But at the same time, I do want to hear Kendrick like in this space. Like we've heard Kendrick do so much, like so much music, everything, but we've never seen him like really go head to head with another artist. We've seen that from Drake already.
No
we've
doubt.
seen that from Ross already, but we haven't seen that from Kendrick. So I'm super excited to hear whatever he's gonna do.
Kanye done jumped in it now too.
I know.
Man, yeah,
good old Kanye.
Now you gotta throw your remix out, and so I'm excited for that too. But I mean, even then, again, like I've heard Ye beef with an artist before already, but Kendrick, I mean, we really haven't gotten that from him. Like we've seen, he's throwing shots in music and all of that stuff, but you've never really done them back and forth. So I'm super excited to hear about how that's gonna go.
Yeah, he did. What was the Al hunting one? He did that. Was his or not?
Which one?
For Kendrick, what was the last one he did in this beef pot?
The last
project. Record.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was the Future record.
Yeah,
record, like that. Yeah.
So what's the one floating around?
The Ye remix.
What's the one floating around online? The Al hunting one. Is that like an AI or something, or that's Kendrick?
That's AI, bro.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
That's AI.
Yeah, we ain't never gonna.
Man, this AI day and age, bro, it's just so
the dude,
it's so annoying.
The dude showed how he did it too. There's a video he showed. That showed how he did it.
Yeah, man. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not a fan of it, man, because it's just like now when beefs happen, I have to like I have to make sure that it's actually the person.
Real.
And now, like, if you drop a song, you gotta let us know that was you. Like, because truthfully, we don't know if it was you. We have no clue. It's just
it's the crazy. Beginning too.
You see what Drake did,
man, ain't it?
With Tupac
we in the beta,
right, bro. I see why Drake was doing it, I think he was doing that to try to see like if he could get him to come out. But I'm just like, man, you gotta chill on that, bro. You can't just be out here like doing AI for people that are alive. Like Snoop got on IG, like what's happening? Like what is he doing? It's crazy. I'm telling you.
I thought that shit was pretty funny though. I ain't gonna lie. It's cool.
Yeah.
He
No,
trolled a Cali.
I definitely got a couple laughs out of me.
He trolled a Cali artist with two Cali OGs. What the fuck?
Man,
Yeah, it's
nah,
wild. The AI shit's crazy.
that
Video
Chris
too.
Brown,
man, for real.
that Chris Brown dissed the Quavo was crazy though.
Yeah,
Man,
it's definitely heating up.
dog.
It's definitely heating up.
Yeah, no, Quavo don't want that either because I mean, if you really know Chris, you know that Chris really been rapping like since he
Right.
started. So yeah, I don't think he wanna do that, bro. It's not gonna be a good look for him.
This is
Cat
Civil
Williams
War.
Soda is gonna be something this year.
Yeah, that's a fact. He did. That's a fact.
Yeah, Cat came in and started dropping bombs.
Yeah, he was here
Yeah,
last
man.
night. Actually.
Yeah, he was here. I didn't get a chance to go to that show. I kind of wanted to, but I was still on the fence if I actually wanted to do it or not. And by then, I ended up having a wedding anyway, so it's like I'm not gonna make it. Yeah. All right, man. Well, you wanna jump into the second song?
Yeah, we can. Oh man, gotta ask you this question though. Gotta ask you about, man. What's it like managing Lachey though?
Managing Lachey. So first off, she's a incredible artist. You know, she's super talented. You know, anyone that hears her knows that out the gate. You know, I knew it the first time she was brought to me, which I was just her engineer at the time. And it was, as soon as she jumped in the booth, her manager at the time was in the room with me, and she started singing. Like, yo, who is this? And you know, over a couple years, we had kind of progressed with the producer engineer dynamic, and you know, the management stuff that came in later, a lot later. Even, you know, I'm really a label. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy that can take, probably as you can do too. You know, I could take something from here and get it all the way to the distribution and every phase in between. You know, as whether it's executive production or mixing, mastering, recording, all of the above. So when we went a little bit farther along, I started working for a company called Music Access. Shout out to Music Access. I was with them for 2 years before I just opened up my recent spot in North Richland Hills. But while I was there, you know, Shay was kind of in a in-between point of her career. She wasn't with the same team that she was with. She didn't really have a team to help her, support her. And we were still rocking, recording and stuff, you know, and I was just like, yo, well, let's see if we can figure out some kind of situation for you where, you know, everything will get covered for you and we can hit it running. More on like a label thing, though, you know what I'm saying? More like, you know, production, studio time, all of that type of stuff, you know, and the management stuff, I never managed nobody, you know what I'm saying? I'll be the first person to say that, other than myself, you know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't ever my title. She had kind of came to me with that, like, hey, will you manage me? And I told her no at first. You know, I won't, but I will help you with the label stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, a manager title has a very big.
You responsible for somebody's career.
There you go.
Point.
Yeah, exactly. You're responsible. You are responsible for somebody's career. And she had, you know, I had kind of went to some of my other friends that are managers and kind of try to pitch her like, yo, I got this artist. We already kind of got, you know, we got a situation set up with the music. We ready to hit the ground running. Do you want to manage her potentially? And no one bit on it, because at the time she was a very early artist. Like, she didn't have nothing. Really. Like there was an EP. There was like a video, an EP. No traction really like that. Not to say she ain't never had no traction, but it just hadn't bubbled at all.
Right.
At that point. And so, you know, for a manager, they're like, ain't no money to be made right now. That's how most managers gonna operate. Is
Right.
what can I make? Oh, well, if I can't make none, I don't want to do it. So I kind of got declined on some other uh, propositions that I had tried to bring up, and she came back to me again, like, will you just manage me? Blah blah. And eventually, I was like, all right, cool. Let's run it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I took on the title and the role to do that, and I kind of just hit the ground running with it. And it can be difficult, man. It can be difficult. I think for her, I'm learning so much as we work together, because it's just a whole different world compared to like where I was as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? She's a singer for one.
Mm.
That's a
Yeah.
whole different
Yeah.
world right there. You know what I'm saying? And people are very what's the word, critiquey, like it's almost like sometimes
Yeah.
she can have a microscope on her, and it's like from outside
Hmm.
people, and it's real easy. I think nowadays we're really programmed uh to to find the lack of things first, right? From the outside looking
Hmm.
in, like when you look at a situation, most of the time people, they formulate what the lack is first, or the negative, or the first,
Yeah.
and they don't try to see something first and pull out the positive, or what are the good things. And I think we it's difficult because nobody really knows how much work we do but me and her. Like, and we work hard. Like,
Man.
she works extremely hard, I work extremely hard, but it's all behind the scenes. All people see online is her coming up. So it's like, uh, people are very just critiquey and judgmental and stuff when they feel like, everyone's got a plan, right? You talk to this person, they got a plan.
Hmm.
This person over here, they got a whole different plan. This person got a plan, but the thing, everyone think they plan is right and the only way. This is how it has to
Yeah.
go for you to make it. And for those of us that have been in the music industry long enough, there ain't no fucking plan. Like, there can be goals and there can be, but there's no set thing that you can just say, okay, this is what you do and now you're gonna blow up. Like, it don't work like
Yeah.
that.
You just got to figure out what works.
You have to figure out what work, and that take trial and error, that take time, that take learning.
Hmm.
It takes artist development, and more than anything, that's what we've really been doing for her these last couple of years, is artist development, because
Hmm.
they don't do that no more. Whenever we were younger,
Yeah.
I keep saying we, I don't know how old y'all are, but whenever I was younger, that was a thing. Like, you didn't just
Hmm.
you didn't go get an artist and they're already big and they're already jumping and all the numbers are already
Yeah.
booming. Nah, bro, they sign artists to 5-year artist development deals before they would even drop their first hit record. You know what I'm saying? And they develop them
Facts.
and learn the industry, learn how to operate in the industry, and learn how to do things. And then the labels, but that all changed with the internet age. And now there is no artist development. Labels just want to come and you already got to be popping. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
Hmm.
how do you bridge that gap? Because you still got to develop, and we've been doing a lot of that, and it's difficult because it's a hard game, man. Like, we're in one of the hardest industries in the world. You want to be a superstar, man? You talking about 5% success rate? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you
Right.
want to be real about that shit, like 10% success rate. So you got
Man.
to work hard and you got to do it every day. Ain't no breaks, ain't no time off,
None.
ain't none of that. You got to get up every single day and give it your all for it to happen. And I think it's real easy for the outside looking in for people to, oh, they're not doing this and they're not doing that. But on the same token, it'd be like, but we want to work with you because we see what you're doing. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like a big circle jerk kind of. It's like, it's amazing managing her, because I've learned so much and she's growing tremendously
Hmm.
fast. But it can be difficult for sure. There's definitely a lot of layers that are involved with management, and ultimately, like, I'm really the label at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I handle all the distribution, all the engineering, all the production. So on top of the management, I'm doing all of that stuff too.
Yeah,
So it's
really everything.
Mhm.
everything. So like I said earlier, I don't necessarily champion that for everyone. Like that's the way to do, because yeah, sometimes it's extremely difficult when we're working on a single. Well, fuck, I'm thinking how to get the single completed, but I also got to be thinking about, well, after the single's done, what are we gonna do with it? And at the same time, who do I need to be talking to, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. Uh, there's a lot that goes with it, but it's been an amazing learning experience for myself, and definitely her too. She's come such a long way, and you know, she literally was very green just to everything of how anything works. So she's learned so much in the time period, and so uh, yeah, it's good. It can be difficult, but it's been really good, man. It can be difficult though, for sure.
She said, yeah, shout out to Lachey.
Yeah, shout out. But you know,
I
she
was
works hard. She got a new single about to come out with Twisted Black here real soon. That's dope. Super dope. So she got some things in the chamber. We got some hot stuff that we're working on. So we're really excited to just keep putting the content out and keep putting the music out and just keeping that fire lit, man. You know, put some propane on it.
Word. All right, so talk about your second song, "Find a Way."
Okay, so Find a Way, I haven't released yet. This is actually the first time I'll let anybody play it. This record comes
That's
out
tough.
next Friday, I think. This is a record I produced, actually made right here in this backyard, in this same seat. Now that I think about it, I got my I'm an MPC guy too. I like my MPCs, so I make beats on my MPC. I got a MPC Live too, so it got the speakers built in on it, so you can just kind of post up anywhere. It's got the battery power. So I was sitting out here in the backyard, and I kind of had found this sample, flipped the sample up, made the beat, and I really had made it for my instrumental project, because I just released an EP not that long ago, but it's just instrumentals called Instrumental, and it was gonna go on that, but I was just like, man, I can't let this go. I can't let it. I can't let it. You know how it is when you're an artist, like it's just like, man, you might make some, and it's like, oh man, I can't let this one go. And that's what happened with this beat. And I just kind of started writing to it. And then the sample, they talk about Find a Way. So yeah, I had just wrote the record based on that concept. Like, you know, it's a real positive record. It's got it's not nine, like it's got. I still listen to like a lot of the New York shit that's going on right now, and the not just New York, it's Philly, like, you know, like Conway and Benny the Butcher and all of those dudes. So like all of those beats, I still love those boom bap beats and like those flows, those samples and shit. So it's definitely reminiscent of that kind of sound. And the record's just about finding a way. Like, you got to keep going. Like, no matter what's going on, man, you got to find a way, because you know, ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna get into "Find a Way," and we'll be right back on "You Can't Sit With Us."
Yeah, let's go.
So, are you, first off, do you eat cereal thing that have you eaten in the past? Is that something that you do?
Got a love-hate relationship with cereal. I used to eat a lot of cereal, so I, you know, figured out we were all lied to, and it's all a bunch of poison in boxes. So I do eat cereal, but now it's like really boring, health conscious cereal. It's not the cereal of the past. It's like flaxseed granola cereal type shit.
I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, I love cereal. I love all. I mean, cereal's one of the top 3 in the food chain, ain't it? Like, you can do cereal any moment, any time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can make you feel happy when you're sad.
All right, so do you have to eat your cereal right away to get a crunch, or do you gotta let it sog up a little bit?
No, it's gotta soak up a little bit, man. can't go right for the crunch, bro. It's
Yeah.
gotta, but not too
You gotta
not too soft though. It can't get soggy though.
right.
Like you gotta find that perfect little layer that's like right in between where it's not soggy yet, but it's not so crunchy that you're just like. "Argh."
Yeah, facts, facts, facts.
Yeah, I gotta soak it up a little bit. I'm off the cow teat too, so I don't be on the cow teat no more either. I was on almond milk. Now I drink a lot of
uh,
soy milk.
So, mhm.
I've been wondering if I should convert. We only drink like oat and almond milk here. I've been off the cow
Yeah,
for a
I
minute.
was. Yeah, I was off. I was drinking almond milk for a little while, and I think it kind of made my skin break out a little bit. I actually had watched this thing online about it, so I switched back over to soy. But yeah, I've been alternative milks. Uh, I just saw too much. Man, I don't know. I just seen too many documentaries now, and I'm just like, it's all fucking poison. Like,
Yeah,
the damn the
can't
cereal, the
win,
milk
bro.
you put in it can't win, bro. Like
Can't
the
win.
eggs, the cereal, it's all. Yeah.
Okay, if two vegans are arguing, is it still considered a beef?
If two vegans are arguing, is it still considered a beef? Shit. I'm trying to think of something slick, like, but it escapes me. Hell yeah, it's a beef. But you don't get to choose. The beef choose you. You don't get to choose the beef.
Okay, can vegetarians eat animal crackers?
uh, I mean, with tears in their eyes, watching daytime soap operas. Hurting the animals. Oh man, he's thinking a vegan eat animal crackers. Maybe not. Who knows what's even like legitimately in the animal cracker other than it's in the shape of an animal. It's probably not
True.
vegetarian.
I don't think it is neither. All right. Okay. The first person to milk a cow, what was going through their mind?
Last resort. We need something to drink, and we need something to drink fast. Because I don't know who just is like, yeah, let's milk. Ironic. I mean, it's weird because I'm pretty sure we're the only mammals on the planet that drink another animal's milk.
Probably so. I think so.
Uh, I'm pretty sure because goats don't drink cow milk, cows don't drink goat milk, and throughout the whole animal kingdom, I'm pretty sure they stick to their own milk within the species. So I don't even know what human was like, yeah, let's go milk this cow. It made no sense.
All right. If you smoke weed on a boat, does that make it seaweed?
Hell yeah, it makes a seaweed. Like, shit get wavy.
All right. Can you daydream at night?
Uh, oh, while you awake?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's just a dream, but I guess while you awake at night, it's still a daydream.
Okay. Okay. All right. Last question is: do you think angels get high?
Uh, angels?
Yep.
Do they get high?
Yep.
Nah, they don't need to get high. Angels are on a dimension far beyond most humans' capacity to even fathom what they are. So no, they don't got to get high. Although if they, shit, who knows what they delve into in these lower realms for the pastime, as a pastime, something to pass it by. No, I don't think they need to get high. They vibrate too high already.
Okay.
Facts.
All right, man. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thank y'all for having me, bro. It's been a long time coming. Anyways, we've been talking back and forth for a minute. So yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on and working with me on the schedule and stuff. It's always a pleasure to
Sure.
hop on with like-minded individuals.
No problem,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yeah, shout out your socials. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, you can find me really on anything: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at W8OTW. Way to the world. W8OTW. You can get on there. There's links. You need to book me for studio time. My studio is ACD Audio. I'm out here in Hurst, Texas. ACD Audio. You can look that up on IG too. Yeah, man. Holler at me. Connect with me.
Hey,
Sure.
I was gonna ask though, too. What is it like though working with like Lil Flip and like all the legends,
Uh,
Young Buck?
man, it's Buck was really fun to work with because I'm a Buck fan. So uh, it was really cool. It was really cool to work with Buck. Uh, man, it's dope. I've had a lot of opportunities, man. That I'm really grateful for. I've done projects for Duro. I've done projects for Flip, and just engineering and producing. Like Flip, Duro, Afro Man. Um, I've had the opportunity to work with Benny the Butcher, Project Pat, uh, Young Buck, Yin Yang Twins. Uh, man, all kinds of people, and it's really cool to kind of grow up, and then all these people, that you was with, listening to Tum Tum and all of them, DSR, and now you're working with them. It's cool, man. It's neat. Uh, some people are a little more down to earth than others, and some people aren't. Sometimes I've had sessions where I remember when I was younger, I had a session with Waka Flocka. Uh, he was on a feature, but it didn't quite go that great because he had came in. He was like super stoned, so he couldn't. He didn't want to write it right then, but you know how people are with features. They're like, "Oh man, can
Yeah.
you get it right now?" And he was just like, "No, can I do it later?" And so he tried to just, but he was like yelling so loud, like, "Ah, Waka, ah, ah," and like it just kept clipping my mic so hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to find a way to like, and it just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it can go bad too. But that was a long time ago. But it's good, man. I've been really blessed to work with a lot of really dope, talented artists, and continue to, even now. So it's cool, man. It's dope.
All right, man. Well, as always, y'all can catch me on IG. Q the DJ, QUETHEDEEJAY. Also down below. Ambitious.
Yeah, follow me at Ambitious1K on Instagram and Twitter. That's the number one, the letter K. If you don't know how to spell ambitious, like he says, right there. Yeah, you can spell it. I ain't gotta spell it for you. Yeah, man. So yeah, find me on there. Yeah, Threshold Brace, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Yes, I got a song coming out with Lachey. Not probably this
Hey,
year.
hey,
Hopefully this year. Hopefully this
yeah, no, it'll be sooner than later.
year. Yeah,
It's a good record too.
yeah. Follow us. Follow me on there, and You Can't Sit With Us Radio, all one word, on Instagram and Facebook. And what's the Twitter?
YCSW YCSWU Radio, all one word, on Twitter. Tap in with us there as well.
Yeah, man. So until next time, L Ambitious Q, we are out.
Hey,
We
yay.
outie.